Yeah, this is Bang Bang Rail. This is a little video, mate. We was talking last night about the Krays, yeah? And I was just saying about Ronnie Bender. When I was in Chelmsford with Ronnie Bender, I mean, I had more conversations with Ronnie Bender about the Krays than a lot really, because I thought, I always thought that Ronnie Bender was the one that give the Krays the knife to kill Jack the Hat, yeah. But obviously it wasn't, yeah. And Ronnie Bender got 20 odd years, what, just for being there and being the driver. Being a driver to drive the Krays around, it's madness, man. It's mad. All that bird. And the Krays could have got all that lot off in a way, yeah. Maybe got little bits and pieces, not big bits of bird like that, yeah, but they wanted that lot to go with them. They could have stood in the dock and said, look, that lot there, nothing to do with it, let them, we're the ones, and they didn't know, they didn't do that, but they put everybody in it, mate. And all that lot got big bird, like Chrissy Lambiano, his brother, they all got big bird, mate. And when I done a podcast with Chrissy Lambiano on Lad Bible, he's doing another one now, and you should listen to the one he's doing now on Lad Bible, and it's really, really good. The way he talks about the Krays, this, that, and the other, and saying that there was bullies and all that, yeah. And they had no need to put all that lot away like they did. And I talked to Ronnie Bennett, and he says, Ray, they completely ruined my life, mate. Completely ruined my life. There was no need for them to do what they did. Listen, I got the bird. I went in the pill. No one got nothing off, yeah, as such, yeah. No one got nothing off. The Krays ruined us, yeah. They completely ruined us, mate. And it was down to politics. They ruined us over politics. They got involved with all that puffery, with the politics part of it. He said, and they picked out the worst judge they could ever pick out for us was Melfi Stevens. Melfi Stevens was an up-and-coming judge that was just a judge that wanted to make a big name for himself, and he did. He did. He put the Krays away, and that was the most important part of it. The Krays, they had to go away, yeah, for what they did. And you have 3 judges at that time that it was lucky that you had Lord Denning, you had Melfi Stevens, and you had Griffiths Jones, the Common Sergeant, who I had Griffiths Jones myself on a trial, yeah. Bad judges. I mean, there's quite a few judges that people are going to let me know what they think about the judges. But Melfi Stevens was the worst judge on the circuit, without a shadow of a doubt. They picked the judge out, yeah. For the bird they got, they shouldn't have got that bird. They should not, no way should have got that bird what they got. The Krays should have just stood by their men and said, no, they got nothing to do with this, no, but they didn't, yeah. They just let them rot. They just put them in prison with them because they didn't want to be by themselves in prison. Just cuts you, really. The only one that, to me, that didn't really run them down was Frankie Fraser. He didn't really run them down. I think he knew the family anyway. He just said that they were what they were gangsters. They was good boxers, and everybody was petrified of them, and that they ruled the roost over that side of London. Tony Lawrence was with the Richardsons. He was completely against the Krays. He didn't like Frankie Fraser, hated Frankie Fraser, because Fraser used to go and see the Krays, yeah, as it was a family thing, but he still didn't like that Ronnie Bender. Tony Lawrence. And Tony Lawrence said to me that the Krays was petrified of the Richardsons. Yeah, there was Eddie and Charlie Richardson, they were petrified. He said George Cornell, he'd have bashed them both up together. He said they was petrified of George Cornell, mate. They was absolutely petrified of him because he didn't care. That's why he got one in the nut. I mean, come on. It don't make no sense, the way they went around things, yeah? And Alan Dixon, George Dixon, Alan Dixon, they was heavy pair, mate, them two. They was more or less involved with the Krays, not as like the others, but they was taking over from the Krays, because they was a heavy little firm, yeah? And Alan Dixon said, I said, what were they like, Al? He went, Ray, they was that. He said, mate, they were that. They were nothing, mate. He said, they were nothing, mate, just bully boys. He said, no, they didn't know where they took bully us, mate, because they knew where they'd come right and stuck. Even when I talked to two others that you don't really hear about, John and Parky Barry, the Barry brothers, they reckon the Barry brothers were the ones that done this, have done that. You know, I was away in Albany with the Barry brothers, and as far as I'm concerned, they were nice people. They always run the Krays down. They always said there was just bully boys, more than that. A lot more words come out of their mouth than that, but I won't say it on YouTube. But they were saying so much about them. He said, all they done, when they got nicked, they put everybody else with them. They grassed everybody up. And then everybody, they could have stood by him and helped him out. He said, they just put everybody and grassed everybody up. He said, it's unbelievable what they did. They are no good, mate. They are no good. And yet, when everybody had good words to say about them, he said, but they was no good for what they did. These are people who wrapped around them people that used to talk to me. But I don't know nothing about the Krays. I don't know nothing about the Krays. It's just that people, when I was in prison, talking to those people about it, you know what I mean? Because it's nice to see, it's nice to be around them people, yeah? To be around them people, you know? And it's just a shame the way it went, and the bird, they've got other people where they could have got them all off, yeah? Anyway, this is Bang Bang Well, just a little podcast. It makes me sick when I hear about that, you know what I mean? Take a nice one.